Hello and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Ellie. Today's video is the fourth and final weekly reading vlog for the Vampire Diaries Readathon. So I've been doing these weekly reading vlogs Wednesday to Wednesday, and the readathon will end next Friday, so there's going to be 2 extra days on the end of this. I have 5 prompts left which I've written down, so I still need to read a book with the prompts to continue a series, a book with a historical element, a genre-bending book, a book with a beautiful cover, and a second chance. Now I have about 9 days left, if I'm counting correctly. I probably could read 5 books in 9 days at a real push. However, there are some of these prompts, like a book with a historical element, that I don't think I will manage because I DNF'd the book that I had for that prompt. I don't own any other books that I think will fit with that prompt, and also I'm just not really into books that are historical themed, so unless they're fantasy, but I don't think I have any historical kind of fantasy, so I think that's a prompt that I'm probably not going to manage to do, which is going to be annoying not to completely finish the readathon, but it's fine. And then give an author a second chance. I was reading Wildfire by Hannah Grace, which again I DNF'd, and all of the books left on my TBR are either authors that I have read from and know that I like, or authors that I've never read from before. So again, I don't think I have any books that would fit that prompt either. So historical element and second chance author are probably prompts I'm not going to be able to knock off, but I definitely can continue a series because I have many half-read series on my shelf, so that one should be easy enough. A genre-bending book, I have got some romanticies on my TBR, which again should be easy enough to complete, and book with a beautiful cover. There are plenty of those on my shelves too. So I'm not currently reading anything right now, so I'm gonna have a look at my shelves and try and find my next read. I have a few different ideas for some of these that I might read, but I'm like a complete mood reader, and I've been in a bit of a up and down headspace over the last couple of days, so I don't know if I've been like DNFing books because I'm just not in the right headspace. So I really want to make sure that I'm picking up books that I want to read instead of just picking up books to be able to like tick off the prompts. So last week I want to end it with some 5-star reads. Yeah, hopefully we can tick off 3 of these 5. Few hours later, this afternoon, I have finished reading 2 books on Kindle, which I haven't spoken about whilst I've been reading them because I wasn't really counting them towards the readathon. They were both arcs and I was getting behind on my arcs, so this afternoon I basically just spent the time to finish 2 of them, and now I'm behind by 1. I've still not chosen my next read, and honestly I might save picking my next read until tomorrow because I've still been in a bit of a funny headspace all day today, so I might leave it till tomorrow so I'm not just picking up something random that I'm going to DNF. But if I do end up picking up anything else between now and tomorrow morning, I'll let you know. It's Thursday, it's the afternoon, and last night I did actually pick up another book. I'm reading Crossed by Emily McIntyre, so I know I already DNF'd Twisted in this readathon, but this is the final book that is currently out, so I'm using this for the prompt to continue a series, and I'm really liking this one. I'm on page 87, which is chapter 10, and I didn't want to put this down last night. Again, this is another series that's been very hit or miss for me, and yeah, I'm really liking this one, which is good. I've been out today with my mum. Her car went for a service, so I just went along with her and we just had a look around the shops in the city centre and made a few purchases, so I thought I would just do a little shopping haul. So I got 2 books. I went into the works to try and find the new, I think it's like an F1 or it's like a racing romance that is due to come out today with sprayed edges, but they didn't have it, so I'm gonna have a look online, see if I can find it. But I found 2 books in the charity shop. So I found The City of Stardust by Georgia Summers, and it was £3 for a hardback. And then I also found a manga in there. I've never heard of this one. It's called Blue Flag, and I paid £2 for this one, and it looks quite cute. I really love the art design on the front. My hair's a mess. I also picked up a couple of bits in Primark. So I got this little like cactus thing, and it's just a little ornament, but I thought it was really cute, and I thought it'd be nice to put by my Elsie Silver like cowboy romance books, just as like a little bookshelf decoration. And then I got some bobby pins because I lost my box of them. I got these sandals. I got a little like headband thing, and then they had some perfumes reduced, and they had this Midnight Haze one that was down to £3, and it smells so good. So the main thing of our shopping trip today was we were trying to find some clothes for holiday. I also got like some food bits as well, so I need to put my shopping away because Jamie will be home any minute, and I'm going to continue reading some more of Cross. I feel as each of the weeks are passing in this readathon, my vlogs are getting worse and worse. I honestly just like keep forgetting that I'm doing it because I'm not used to vlogging like week after week after week. It is Friday. Today I am still reading Crossed. I think I'm almost halfway through it, and I'm still enjoying it. And I believe it's a retelling of The Hunchback of Notre Dame, but I don't know anything about that story, so I don't know like how closely based off it is. We follow Cade, who is a priest and a mayor. She's got like a younger brother, and her mum has left them behind, and like everyone in the town that they live in thinks she's cursed and everyone shuns her. But the priest, even though like he's made his vows, is like attracted to her. And yeah, I feel like I'm enjoying the story, but like my outlook on things has changed over the last few months. So like some parts of the story are making me feel a little uncomfortable, but that's just like a personal thing, and I am gonna finish it. But I'd say at the minute it's probably at like a 4-star. But yeah, I just keep forgetting that I'm supposed to be vlogging this week, so I'm really sorry. It is Saturday afternoon, and last night didn't quite go how I thought it was going to. So Jamie's grandparents are actually on holiday, and they have a pet dog, and they asked us just to like go in and let him out, as there wasn't going to be anyone staying there last night. So we went over and, you know, let him out, fed him and stuff, and then I just felt really bad leaving him there by himself, so we ended up coming home, picking up some stuff, and then staying there the night. But it did mean I have now finished Crossed. I rated it 4 out of 5 stars. Yeah, I did like it. I found the first day that I picked it up I was like really hooked and didn't want to put it down, but as the days went, I kind of like, I didn't lose interest in the story. I just feel like I'm in the start of another reading slump. So in this we follow Cade and Amaya. So Cade is a priest and he is new in this town, and then there's this guy called Parker who like essentially like runs the town. And then we have Amaya, who her mother has left her with her younger brother, and everyone in the town hates her. They think she's like cursed. Parker wants her, but it's like her and Cade's story, and Cade has like a dark secret. So this is a dark romance. If you haven't read this, definitely check the triggers before you pick it up. But yeah, like out of the 5 books that are out in the series, I've liked 3, DNF'd 1, and didn't really enjoy 1. I think I probably will pick up book 6 when that's released. I don't know when it's coming out. I know it's called Hexed. So yeah, I probably will give that a read. Would I ever reread this? Probably not, but did I enjoy reading it? Yes. Like, it's not a new favourite, but I did like it. That is another prompt ticked off. I have uploaded it onto like the points form. So I have now ticked off continue a series. So I still have read a book with a historical element, a genre bending book, a book with a beautiful cover, and a second chance author. I did pick up Tempting Little Thief by Megan Brandy this morning, and I was going to read that for the prompt to read a book with a beautiful cover. But I read a couple of chapters and just wasn't really vibing with it. So then I went to the middle of the book and read a chapter, because I do that sometimes, because if I'm not enjoying the book at the start, I feel like if I read a chapter in the middle and I'm intrigued, it like makes me want to continue it. So I read a little bit in the middle and that didn't hook me, and then I read a little bit towards the end, and even then I was like, I'm not really invested in this. I put that one down, and there is one in mind that I want to read, A Curse of True Love by Stephanie Garber, because this can work for the prompt, a genre bending book, I believe, because it's romance and fantasy. But it's been a while since I read books 1 and 2, and I honestly don't really remember what happened in them, so I was planning on rereading both of those before I got to this one so I could just read them all back to back, but I'm not gonna have time before the readathon ends to read the first 2 to then get to this one to like tick off a prompt. So I think I might save it till next month and just do like a series reread. So yeah, like at the minute I'm just kind of stuck, and I'm thinking maybe because I feel like I'm going towards a bit of a slump, I might pick up a manga. I have some with really pretty covers that could work for that prompt, but like I don't know if they count or not because they're still books, and some of the ones I have are quite long and do have like a couple of 100 pages, so I feel like it is still reading and it is still a book, and I think it will steer me away from getting into a slump, but just something in my mind is telling me it doesn't really count. So I don't know, I might just take a break for a couple of hours instead of trying to find something new to read and see how I feel a bit later on. So this morning when we got back to our place, I just went out on my morning walk. I have nothing else to do for the rest of the day, so yeah, I think I might just have a chill one, sit and watch some YouTube videos, maybe try and plan the week ahead. Like, I'm stressing myself out now over this TBR and this readathon, and like not in a bad way because I'm still having fun and I'm enjoying taking part, but like now it's getting towards the end of it, I'm stressed that my videos are boring. I'm stressing that I'm doing nothing in these videos other than the talking, which is why they're boring. I'm stressing over my TBR and how many books are on there, and there's some books I want to read but they won't fit prompts, so I feel like I can't read them this month, which it doesn't matter. And yeah, I'm stressing myself out here, so I'm gonna try and have a break this afternoon. It is Sunday. I was gonna end the reading vlog yesterday, but today we're going on a bit of a road trip. So Jamie's mum has a horse which is on loan, and we're gonna go on a little road trip today to visit it. I think we're gonna stop off at the beach on the way as well, so I thought I would vlog that to hopefully get something a little bit more exciting in this weekly vlog. So I'm currently reading an arc called, I can't remember the name. I know it's, the author is Ray Kennedy. I'll put a picture of the book on the screen, but yeah, it's an arc I was sent. It's not going to fit any of the prompts, but we have a girl and she had a crush on her sister's boyfriend when they were growing up, and they've just bumped into each other again, and he just gave her first tattoo. He owns a tattoo shop, he is all tattooed, and yeah, I'm really liking it so far. So I'm reading that on Kindle. I don't think it's gonna hit any of the prompts for the readathon, but I'm gonna take my Kindle with me in case we do sit on the beach for a bit, and hopefully I can get some reading in. Tuesday. I didn't film anything yesterday as we were just really tired after a really long day on Sunday. It was bank holiday Monday, so we literally just had a lazy day at home, and I read a book in a day yesterday. So I read Wolf of Ash by Amelia Shaw, I think the author's name is, and I ended up using that for a prompt for the readathon. Off the prompt, read a genre bending book, as it was a paranormal romance, but it was like the start of a series, I believe, so there wasn't actually that much romance in this first book, but I'm gonna count it towards that prompt because it was like the start of a series. So we followed our female main character, Talia, and she was getting ready to marry her pack's Alpha's son, and something happens and it all like gets thrown apart and her life is like completely turned around in a matter of seconds, and she is then banished from her pack. And as she's trying to leave the rival pack where Galen is the Alpha's son, he kidnaps her thinking that he'll be able to use her. He doesn't know that like they've banished her and he likes her. So it was a really good series starter. It was only like a short book. I think it was 165 pages, but it's definitely one I'm going to continue. And this morning I picked up Violet Made of Thorns by Gina Chen, and this I am going to read for the prompt to read a book with a beautiful cover. So I will then, once I finish this, actually only have one prompt left, which is to read a book with a historical element. So I might have another look through all the books on my Kindle and see if I have any kinds of historical, so then I can finish the readathon. So today's Tuesday and it finishes on Friday, so it'll be pushing it. But even if this is the last book that I managed to fit in, it's only one prompt that I'm not going to complete. This one I've only read the first chapter this morning, and our female main character is a seer, and she made a prediction that the prince was going to come back from his journey with a wife, but he hasn't done, and they hate each other. So like, I feel like her and the prince are gonna end up together, but I haven't heard anything about this book. It's just a really pretty cover on the outside, and then also this is a fairy loot edition, so it has a really gorgeous cover on the inside too. Definitely fits well for that prompt. So that's what I've done today. It is just coming up for 4 o'clock, and tonight I have a book club. I think it was in week 2 that I read Tress of the Emerald Sea by Brandon Sanderson, but this was this month's book club pick at my local Waterstone. So tonight I'm going to go along to that and discuss it. I'm feeling really anxious, but I had a really good time last time, so I feel like I'm going to have a good time. But yeah, the anxiety is just starting to creep in, so I'm going to keep that aside actually, because I will need that. So today I ended up popping out with my mum. I went round to charity shops and I also went in the works, and I picked up 6 books. So I'm going to share them with you. So this one, You Had Me at Hola, is it Hola? By Alexis Daria. This had been on my wishes for a while and it was £1. And then I also, in the charity shop, got Tom Felton Beyond the Wand. I listened to the audio of this when it first came out, but I did want a physical copy. And then in the works, I got 4 books. So I picked up Girl Abroad by Elle Kennedy, and I knew this was out, but I didn't know they were selling it in the works, so I grabbed this quick. I am so excited for this one. I then picked up Saving 6 by Chloe Walsh. They did not have the 4th book in the series in the one I went in. There was a gap for it, so they must have just sold out, but I haven't read book 2 yet, so I'm not in any particular rush to find book 4. Then I got Cross the Line, and this one has the sprayed edges. When I went into the works last week, when this was released, they didn't have it, and I went in looking for it today, couldn't find it, and then it was like right by the front door. I think they must have restocked it in the time that I'd walked around the shop, because it definitely wasn't there first time around, but I'm so excited to have this. Then the final one I picked up is Next to You by Hannah Bonham Young. So yeah, another little book haul of books that I probably shouldn't have bought, but it's made me happy. So yeah, I need to rearrange my TBR cart a little bit more now. I'm meeting Ellie, who I go to book club with, at 7. I think it's coming up to 4 now. It is Friday the 31st of May, so it is the last day of the readathon, and I have not been feeling the greatest over the last week. My mental health has literally just been in a wave, and I haven't been coming on and updating, so I am just really sad with how these readathon vlogs have ended out. It's just unfortunate that my mental health has taken a dip when I'm trying to weekly vlog. Whilst I haven't vlogged over the last few days, I did manage to finish all of the prompts and complete the readathon. So I first read Violet Made of Thorns. I think I showed this one when I first started reading it for the prompt to read a book with a beautiful cover. So this is a fairy loot edition that I was very kindly given. So like, look how beautiful that is. So this I rated 4 stars. It is young adult, I believe, fantasy. We have Violet, who is a seer, and when she was a child she saved the life of the king's son Cyrus, so she is now like the seer for their like kingdom, and her and Cyrus do not get on. It's like an enemies to lovers between them two, and there is a prophecy that's been hanging over this kingdom, and they were told that like things were going to start to happen before this like big thing happened, and the little things are like starting to happen, so people are beginning to panic. So Violet like makes up something that she saw to try and distract them, but then she obviously needs that to happen so people believe her, because some people don't like her, don't believe her. She's a very like argumentative, headstrong character, which was nice because sometimes a lot of heroines are very easy to give in, but she was like very strong. And yeah, I liked it. I gave it 4 stars. I feel like this is part of a series, but when I went on Goodreads it said like Violet Made of Thorns #1, and I think this was published like 2 years ago, so I would like to see a sequel to this, because I feel like the way it ended was like, it wasn't like a cliffhanger, but it was very much like alluding to more that was going to happen. But I don't think there's like another book out, so I don't know. And then I did manage to find a book for the prompt to read a book with a historical element. I know I did say I probably wasn't going to manage to tick that one off, but I looked through my Kindle and I found I had The Awakening of Ivy Levold by Sierra Simone. I think that's the title, and that is like a historical romance, and I didn't know I had that, so I managed to read that one. I think I finished that one yesterday. It was 185 pages and I gave that 4 stars. So we follow Ivy, who has moved to Mr. Markham's estate, and I've never read like a historical romance before, and I did actually really enjoy this one. So yeah, he was married to her cousin, but her cousin died, so she like moves to his estate as like the last kind of family that she has, and they're like attracted to each other, but he's like slightly darker, and he's like, I need to stay away from you, I need to stay away from you, but I don't want to, and she's like, you don't have to. And there was like some spicy scenes in it which I wasn't expecting, but it was actually like really good, and it is part of a series, so at some point I do want to continue it to see where the story goes. So yeah, I have actually managed to complete the readathon. So it's the last day of the month and I'm fitting in one more book. This isn't going to go towards any of the prompts, but it will just be another book to add on to it. So I'm reading Only When It's Us by Chloe Leese. I am on page 63, which is chapter 6. This is also included in the Audible subscription, so I think I might listen to some of the audio of this throughout the day today, but I'm going to end the vlog here just because it's been such a mess of a vlog and I don't know how my mood is going to feel later on, so I'm just going to end it now whilst I'm kind of in the right headspace to film. Sorry if you can hear the road sweeper, it is going by constantly today. The perks of living on a building site. So yeah, I completed all 15 prompts, and then also an update on my walking challenge. I don't think I really spoke about that after week 2. I did complete both the mileage challenge and I did also smash my donation target, which I am so excited about. I'm so grateful to everyone who donated towards that, because this month was really a test on my mental health, and I was finding it kind of ironic that my mental health dipped during Mental Health Awareness Month whilst I was doing a challenge to raise money. But there we go. I ended up completing the readathon when I didn't think I was going to. I raised more money than I thought I was going to, and I have a holiday in 2 weeks. So I'm just trying to focus on the positives now as the month comes to an end. Again, I'm so sorry that these vlogs have not been how I wanted them to, and I'm honestly going to be surprised if anyone is still watching it at this point, but if you are, thank you so much. I'm gonna try and do a weekly reading vlog whilst I'm on holiday, which will hopefully be a bit more exciting than what these were, so I hope you stick around for that. But thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again next week.